Schools, excellence in education.
At Wiley Sanders Strut Lines, we put God and family first. We've been in business since 1959. Come drive for the best today. Wiley Sanders Strut Line, Blue Cross Blue Shield, 401k. Woo! We got the trucks. Come to Wiley Sanders Strut Line. Tell them, boy.
Our wide selection of pre-owned vehicles looks so good, you'll think they're new.
So take the short drive to Bill Jackson Ford in Troy, where you too can experience the Jackson satisfaction.
Bill Jackson Ford, Troy, Alabama. In the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle? We've got what you're looking for.
So come see us at Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick GMC in Troy, and you too can experience the Jackson satisfaction.
Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick GMC.
Hey Bill, did you stream that finale last night?
Oh yeah.
No spoilers!
Oh, they're vicious.
Customer inspired. That's C-Spire.
Wiley Sanders Strut Line, where we put God and family first. We go to Illinois,
Indiana, North Carolina, South Carolina,
Ohio, Arkansas.
We're looking for good in-dump drivers. That's right, Wiley Sanders Strut Line. 401k, Blue Cross Blue Shield, dental plan. Hey, these wheels roll, you make money. If you're not driving one of them, you're driving at the wrong place. Wiley Sanders Strut Lines, Troy, Alabama. Fellas, where we go?
Indiana, North Carolina, and South Carolina,
Ohio, and Arkansas.
Wiley Sanders Strut Lines, Troy, Alabama.
Soon I will cover the wiregrass and red tape. That way no one will be able to buy.
Not if the More Force has anything to do with it. More Force, on me.
At MitchellNissan.com, you'll experience the power of more, getting more for your trade-in and saving more time with our fast and easy service.
And everyone gets more with Mitchell Nissan's Customer Advantage package at no extra charge.
My red tape was no match for the power of more.
MitchellNissan.com. More, it's what we do.
Welcome to the 2023 Coaches Show on C-Spire. First up tonight, Charles Henderson, Coach Quinn Hambright. Coach Hambright, thank you for being here
tonight.
Yes, sir.
I know Good to be here. Glad
always,
to be here.
I know these y'all coaches got 1,000 things to do.
Man, but
and for you to take time to be here tonight just means the world. And, Coach, we only got 12, 13, 15 minutes. Let's get, is that the wife? If that's the wife, take it.
Anyway. It's actually my reminder that I was supposed to be here.
Okay, good deal. Coach, let's just dive right into it. We hosted Mary Montgomery, a huge 9th-ranked 7A program out of Sims, Alabama.
Yeah.
And we lost 19-17. For those that don't know where Sims, Alabama is, it's a little not a little place, but it's an area north of Mobile. And, Coach, we had a 2-game set with them last year and this year. And they came to us both years.
Yeah.
And we split with them 1-1. That's a big 7A program, so we can't hang our heads too much. We split with them.
Yeah.
Can you talk just a little overview just of the game?
Yeah, we didn't play like we were supposed to. A lot of bonehead penalties, way too many than what I suspect or can ever imagine. But we did a lot to make sure that didn't happen this week.
Good deal.
And I'm pretty sure the kids, they didn't like it, but it was necessary.
Yeah, and I know this 19-7 loss. It wasn't the outcome that we were hoping for, or that you were hoping for, or the kids were hoping for. But look, it wasn't not a region game.
No.
And speak to us about the fact that most all the goals are still right there for the kids, and all the goals are still right there for the coaching staff. And the first game's behind us, and it was a loss. So the only goal that you might have wrote down of going undefeated is the only goal you can scratch off the list. Talk about all those goals that are still there for those kids.
Yeah, we can still win the region. We can still win the playoffs. So, that I'm glad we got out of our system early, and I think they actually needed it. They needed that humble pie, because you can't live off what was. You have to, build on what's to come, and I think they got it after that.
Good.
So after that loss, they kind of came with a better mindset this week during practice. Last week's practice was not good at all, and I was just happy that we were still had a chance to win the game. There was a few things here and there, the catch at the 2-yard line, him running out of bounds supposedly, Parker getting hit 6 yards out of bounds.
Yep.
Those things could have played a factor, but at the end of the day, we still had 60 minutes to win the football game.
Right.
So that wasn't, those plays weren't deciding factors, but it could have helped. But ultimately, we lost. Zach Golston's doing an excellent job down there. I think he's cracked the top 10 in the state overall teams right now. So that's pretty good for Mary G. Montgomery.
That is. Coach, you mentioned the bonehead penalties, and that was my next point. I was getting to it was one thing we saw from the TV booth, and was the big penalties in the game.
Yeah.
Not the 5-yard versions, but the ones that make you scratch your head.
Yeah.
Overall, y'all penalized 14 times. Speak to us about you've already hit on it a little bit, but how did that cleanup go this week, and what went wrong last Thursday night in that penalty area?
Adversity. This group last week showed me that they didn't know how to handle adversity, and they started reaching for things that I didn't teach them, and I'll just leave it at that.
Gotcha.
This junior class is 110% mine. I got this senior class while they were sophomores.
You inherited them.
I inherited them, and they still have habits that I'm still getting rid of. They're, like I said in the show before, they're 95% Coach Hambright. That little 5% kind of comes out a little bit, and it's unacceptable, completely unacceptable. I don't tolerate it at all. Every day it was so much, I guess, punishment that it had to be split over 3 days. So,
Okay.
so hopefully,
Okay. Well, that answers the question on how did we tackle that this week.
Hopefully, and we're going into a hostile environment in Greenville, in which we'll have to, keep our heads and can't let our nerves desert us.
Yep.
And we really have to lock in and play between the whistles. And all week, literally, I've had coaches, had other players just come, just do bonehead stuff.
Okay.
Come out, hit them with a dummy after the play.
Try to make them
and
mad.
just, Mr. Ref.
Yeah.
Mr. Ref. If you see this a lot, then it's been coached up.
Gotcha.
Mr. Ref. I mean, because that's literally, what we're going to do. I'm not saying that Greenville will do those things, but we have to prepare for what we see and what we don't.
Sure. That's just good coaching.
Yes.
That's good. Coach Zion Grady had another big game, 11 tackles, 2 for a loss, 2 sacks, another quarterback hurry. Jalen Suddeth also had 11 tackles, 2 for a loss, and a sack.
Yeah.
And Zary Mack had 6 tackles. He also forced a fumble. Speak to us about the defense and them holding Mary Montgomery to a very respectful 19 points.
Yes. Up front, we played solid. There were a few busts on the back end, and they were literally busts because it's routine things that Coach Graham goes over with them every single day.
Just missed assignments
at the wrong time. And up front, Zion's going to be a force. He came to the sideline, coach, they're chipping me. They got the running back chipping me off the edge. So I was like, well, do your job. Make them kick, make them bump into each other, make an inside move, make a play. And when he started doing that, they just kept falling for it. He continued to start making plays. So the double teams essentially became, single coverages against him. And with that much attention, and you have a kid like Jalen Suddeth, who starts at Mike but goes down at defensive end and can rush, and Zarion Mack, who plays on the outside and inside, it's a force. And when they play together, and when they
cover each other's back,
are cohesive, and when they cover each other's back, they can be a dominant force. But I told them today, it's hard to play. If I use this as an analogy, if I slap something right now, or if I slap a person right now, that they'll feel that pain, it'll sting for a few seconds. But if I ball my fist up, and I'm in the ring and I'm Mike Tyson somebody, they're going to get knocked out. We're so much stronger when we're together. You know, when we're separate, we can make a little noise, but we're not dominant. But when we're close,
you can't quite.
You know, they have a big running back that's gonna run the ball. O-line is pretty big. They're gonna try to lean on us. You know, they have an athlete on the outside that can stretch the field. You know, then on defense, you know, they're so stout. You know, they held crossing to 0 points at the end of regulation. So, you know, defensively, they're no slouch. You know, new head coach coming in, new transition. It's not the same offense as last year with all the shifting and stuff, but more conventional offense, 20 personnel. You know, fullback, tight end. You know, line everybody out wide. 5 wide receivers. So, you know, what we're used to seeing every day. You know, so it's going to be a tough task going into it. You know, especially us being away. You know, in this 5-game, you know, stretch of away games, you know, it's going to be tough, and we're going to see who we are within the next 3 or 4 games.
Okay. Coach, this makes me laugh, but I mean, I'm told, and this comes from a pretty prominent person in the community in Greenville. I'm told that the game in Greenville this Friday night will be the last game in the, and I'm gonna guess, the 100-year-old stadium that they call Tiger Stadium. And after this game Friday night, the remainder of their games will be played at their new facilities on the other side of town. How did we get that lucky, Coach? But maybe lucky. Speak to us about playing in that ancient stadium, and that the lights are dim, they're not bright, it's in a hole. It's 100 years old. Yeah. Speak to us about that atmosphere over there.
It's different, especially if it rains. If it rains, man, I mean, you're gonna have mud to your knees.
Yes.
So hopefully God blesses us with sunlight, and we can play a clean game on the field.
And at least once a game.
Yes.
At least once a game, all 22 players on the field are going to turn and look at the train going by when they hit that horn. It don't matter if he's 7, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah,
you can see they all turn and look when that train horn hits, coming right there behind them.
Definitely.
But it's old. It's old.
Yeah. And the only downside about it for us is that you know we have to get dressed in the gym, and then get bussed over to the stadium. Yeah. And half times is spent in the back in the tennis courts. So I've only, in my coaching career, lost to Greenville once, and that was my first year here.
Okay.
Carver, we were undefeated against them, and you know we won last year. So hopefully we can keep it that way. But like I said, Greenville it's going to be a tough team. You know, if a team can hold you to 0 points at the end of the game, you know they have something special.
Coach, I like to beat Greenville.
Yeah.
I got visions of Marlon Davidson throwing Noah Lowry like a sack of potatoes right now. I mean, it's just through the years they've been a thorn. I want y'all to go over there and get a big victory.
Oh, yeah.
One last thing, Coach, winding down here. We had over almost 1,000 people watching on Facebook Live last Thursday night, and another several hundred on YouTube, and then several thousand on Channel 2 Live. And one thing everybody saw during the game was Jawan Boyd limping off the field multiple times. Speak to us. Is he healthy? And is he ready to go? And also parlay that into did the team come out of that game healthy?
Yeah, for the most part we did. Jawan was mostly cramps. One play he got spinned around on a deep ball. That's when Parker threw the interception, but I'm not even going to talk about that play. He was 15 yards downfield. Anyway, but you know, for the most part, we're healthy. I had a sophomore D lineman may have a torn meniscus.
Oh, bless him.
Hopefully, it's not completely torn. They can go in and scope it, and he'll be back within 3 weeks.
Okay.
Hopefully, that's the case.
All right.
We had another ankle sprain about safety, but other than that, you know, we're fine. Those who weren't healthy are healthy now, and those who are we going to rely on, you know, for the duration of the season, you know, are getting healthy or will be playing Friday.
So John One just needs extra pickle juice.
Extra pickle juice, extra sleep, extra water.
I got you.
Probably extra Band-Aid for his wounds.
I got you.
Yeah, he did have a laceration on his face.
Somebody got a fingernail through.
Something happened because he had to get it glued back into it. So Sunday he couldn't do much because he couldn't get it wet. But
I got you. Well, Coach, thanks for being here. 0-1, going straight into region play. Best of luck in Greenville this Friday night.
Yes,
and
sir.
Congratulations on being the last team to play in Greenville High School Stadium.
Man, I don't know if that's a privilege or a blessing, but you know, or throne, but we'll see.
Anyway, now Wally and I were talking off the air, and we were both. It's ready. The other state, but that I don't think they want to get beat by Charles Henderson in the new stadium to open the season. And Anil said it right here live on TV. That's why we're playing at the old Greenville Stadium right there. Coach, thank you for coming. Best of luck in Greenville Friday night.
Yes, sir.
Coach Quinn Hambright with the Charles Henderson Trojans got Greenville Tigers coming up Friday night. Thank you. We'll be right back.
Premier Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is celebrating a big 6th anniversary with $6 over invoice. During Ram Power Days, all new Ram 1500, 2500, and 3500s are only $6 over invoice, and you keep the rebates. Nobody beats a Premier deal. Nobody.
So many people have had a great experience here at Gillen Ford, but don't take my word for it.
Had a great experience at Gillen. Did most of my shopping online. Great website. Came down here for about 10 minutes, looked at what I wanted to. We were able to fill out paperwork and come back, sign, and drive it away.
I got my Ford Bronco.
At Max Credit Union, we enjoy more. Serving more. Teaching more, growing more, giving more, supporting more, sharing more, and more of everything. Max Credit Union is dedicated to connecting with our communities and members, providing all the financial, tools, services, and expertise they need to live their best life, providing more of everything since 1955. Max Credit Union.
At Wiley Sanders Strut Lines, we put God.
Welcome to the 2023 Coaches Show with Laverne High School with Coach Ed Rigby. Coach, thank you for taking time out to be here.
Good to see you one more week.
Appreciate you right there. Yeah, 2 weeks in a row. Let's make a thing out of this.
It's always better than the alternative, you know, so hey.
We're here. Coach, no better way to start the season than 2-0, and you're off to a 2-0 start. Congratulations on the big win over Geneva County, 37-0. Can you just give us a little quick synopsis of how things went?
Well, the big thing is, you know, at this point last year, Laverne was 0-2. So 2-0, you know, is a big improvement. What 2-0 does is it helps create a buy-in to the program when the kids are looking from the outside in of, hey, where were we last year at this point? You know, because the kids who are there reflect back. Yeah. It creates a buy-in. And, you know, with any great organization, whether it's Walmart or Troy University, wherever, you know, there's got to be a buy-in, you know, of people, you know, saying, hey, this works, let's follow this direction. And what that does is it helps with that direction. It was a big defensive night. I think we gave up only 29 total yards on the night defensively, which, you know, a team with a great running back, one of the better backs that we will see all year, is sitting over there at Geneva County. Yeah. And we really were able to get to him and able to get to the passer. You know, I had it on my phone here, but somebody actually called.
I got you.
You see how it just
take time.
Rings away. But, you know, Mac, our middle linebacker, had 9 tackles, and he had 3 tackles for a loss. Darian Foster, who plays in our secondary, plays safety. You know, if a Darian just weighed 155 pounds, every college in America would be here for him. He is all heart. The guy had 5 tackles, 2 for a loss, and he was a safety. Davon Smith had 5 tackles, 2 sacks. He's a freshman. And Wyatt Cornett, who's one of our senior leaders, really, had a scoop and score, and I think 3 tackles for losses. It was a big defensive effort. You know, once you know, Coach Hudson and them figured out that, hey, we can get to the quarterback and get to the back, I mean, they started dialing up the pressure, and it just, those 29 yards came on our young kids, you know, at the end. I mean, it was negative for the longest. But a great defensive showing. And, you know, when you have that, you know, defense like that, you don't get a lot of offensive stats as far as yards and catches and all that.
Yeah, because you're pinning them in.
They produced a lot of short fields, you know, I mean, really short fields. And, you know, offensively, We're still a great work in progress. The whole team's a work in progress, but we're a work in progress. It's every time we get a big passing play, we have this thing in the first 2 games, and we will correct it, time and pressure, of we get a penalty, either man downfield, we hold, we do this. And, those are the kinks in the offensive armor right now. We've got to get worked out. But as far as running the ball, we're running the ball well. We out-coach ourselves at times. When we get in our heavy packages, most people we're going to run. At some point, you're going to get some double wing, too tight, under center, shoe to shoe. You could take a blanket and throw over all 11 people.
Yeah, when he says shoe to shoe, he means no splits between linemen.
No splits, and we're going to hammer and see how much you like that. And football has changed. Football has changed in a way that the game is played higher, the pad level's played higher. So if you get some kids that buy into that ground and pound, it's great, and our kids buy into it. And I've been running it, a little bit every week since 2002. When I first saw it was in 2000 in Kansas. And but we're able to move the ball well in that, and the variations of it, which aren't many. But then when we get back in spread is when we'll kind of start to have some penalties, but some issues. But at the end of the game, before we started subbing our kids out, we were able to kind of get in flow. Mason Miller, our quarterback, was able to get in some flow on our power read game. This is the second week in a row, Myrez Gross, who's our big back, out of our power sets, pounded in, running people over, had another touchdown.
Yeah, Coach, I got here, you seniors, D. Smith and Mason Miller and Myrez Gross and Tavio Rainey all scored touchdowns, spreading it around right there.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Everybody's got one. We got a bunch of one, which is a good thing. When you go into a game and you got a guy, now you may just be better than somebody, but your defensive staff is going to kind of focus in on that.
We got to stop
that guy.
Yeah.
And when the ball spread around and other people scoring, because all those scores are coming from Tavon Rainey's scores coming from a total different thing than D. Smith's, total different thing than Myrez Gross, total different thing than Mason Miller, our quarterback. Our O-line really did a lot of improvement from week 1 to week 2, which is what you want to see. Mm-hmm. Your biggest improvement of the season, for those who don't know, in high school football, it's usually from your week 1 to week 2. Mm-hmm. And so with that being said, our O-line up front really gel. We're starting to get our counter game going, and these aren't trade secrets. Everybody swaps film.
Coach,
everybody knows everything.
Counterplay in high school. If you can execute the counterplay in high school,
it's always been kind of. I've been blessed throughout my career to even back in the 90s being a head coach. In the early 90s of running the counter a lot. And that back then it was under center I football.
Yes.
And but always have been able to kind of get the counter going and work things off of the counter. And, our kids are, it's starting to get better and better. But, our O-line's, led up there by a couple seniors that we have. Juan Bearden graded out the highest the other night on the offensive line. At our right guard, our left guard is a kid, Jordan Johnson, who was a starting linebacker last year. We kind of had a need for another lineman, and he was injured during spring. Good. All right. And so he's out there watching practice every day, and he's like, Coach, when I come back, I hear you complaining every day about it. Can I play O-line?
I'll fix that for you.
And
boy, don't you love a kid like that?
No, he's a winner. He's a winner. Clay Bell's another one of our seniors, out there on the edge at left tackle. But those kids, led by our seniors, those kids are coming around and getting better and better and better. And we got 2 juniors up there. Also, but the seniors are kind of leading the charge.
Yeah. Coach, you mentioned some holding penalties on pass plays.
Yeah.
Are they okay on your drive blocking? They don't get holdings on the drive
blocking? No, it's most of the bulk of our stuff is all coming from passing stuff. Gotcha. We had first week, second week, we have linemen downfield on, second play of the game, we throw a now screen. It's a check down type thing, throw a now screen, and Carter, makes a little move and takes it to the house. We get a holding call. You know what I'm saying? 40 yards off, taking off the board and points. But again, it's not a lack of effort.
Oh yeah.
Because you can't coach effort. It's not coachable.
You can ask them to give it, and either they're going to give it or they ain't.
It's like kickoff. Okay, every time we go over kickoff, I say the same exact thing. We can coach you to the line where the ball is kicked to be in the right places. Understand when you go down, keep the ball on the inside shoulder, blah, 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 blah. Don't follow down the same color jersey. All those things. But when you cross that line, and we can get you to time it up right. From there on out, it's effort. It has nothing to do with coaching. It's whether you want to go down there and lay wood or not.
A lot of heart.
That's it. And so, that's the thing. We've got kids, their effort is super high. Their absorption is really high. Their buy-in is really high. And like I tell them all the time, hey, we're going to find out what we're really made of first time we hit a little rock in the road. And, this week we have Barber County. It's first region game. Barber County is coming off their first win in 10 years, which is huge. Coach Levette, I've coached against him before. He does a great job. He's gotten kids out. They're playing hard. They're way more organized. They're not. And here's the thing: you're talking about a team who's lost for 10 straight years. They get a win. You never know what their mindset's going to be.
They tasted it.
Yeah, you never know what their mindset is. And I'd mentioned this last week. And I drive this point home, that after all of these years of doing this, there's things you figure out, and this is one of them. And I mentioned it last week. Everything in life that deals with hope is the greatest thing in the world when you have hope. You have hope that your kids are going to get good jobs and be healthy. Your grandkids are going to be healthy. You have hope in all these things that, hey, that bank account's going to still have money at the end of the month. You have hope in all these things. But in the sport of football, when you give another team hope, you give them the most dangerous thing there is in this sport, especially at our level, high school.
I agree.
When you give them hope that they have a chance, and that's the thing about them and everybody else. They're coming off a great win. We have to go out there from the first quarter and the first play, the first series, and take all hope away.
Take it away from them.
And never give them a chance to have hope with a turnover, with a penalty, and those type of things, And that's the kind of style of football that we need to become. I've said this for years, and I'm blessed to be at a place that has this reputation. I want to coach the team that nobody wants to play. Not because we're dirty, but because we physically beat you up in the course of the football game. The confines of the real game, from whistle to whistle. We're physical, we're violent, we're relentless, and we don't give. We don't shoot ourselves in the foot. And so we've got things that we've got to work on to get better. And in looking at Barber County, who doesn't have the greatest win rate, they don't have the most players. The bottom line is, like I've told the kids, this has nothing to do with Barber County. This has everything to do about us. Us getting better.
I like that.
At us. Forget them. I don't care. It's a nameless opponent to us.
Getting a W in the region.
Get better at us. And that was our thing from Saturday morning to Saturday morning. Remind 101 message, it was get better this week. Get better. Enjoy today. Enjoy your victory. Yep. But get better. And the thing about Barber County, they do have athletes, and you put them in space, they make you miss, and they can go to the house. So that's going to be big. But we got the beauty of we get to play at home.
Yeah.
We get to play in Luverne, Alabama, and
Glenn Daniels Stadium.
That's it. And a shout out message, is go ahead, go online and buy your tickets. Go Fan. Okay?
Go Fan.
All right, go Fan. Go buy your tickets. Hey, don't go stand in a line. It's hot out there. I hate lines. I hate lines at Walmart. I hate lines.
Yeah.
Hey, it's 6 o'clock every morning or 5:50 when I go through that drive-thru at McDonald's. I get the same unsweet tea large and the same coffee with nothing in it. And if there's a line there, I'm pulling hair, man, because I got to be at work at 6:25. I got a schedule to keep my brain. I hate lines. I hate fishing line. You know why I hate fishing line? I love fish because I can't see to thread it anymore. I hate all lines.
So you got to get you some of these.
I got to. So, folks, don't stand in the line in the heat. Go on, Go Fan. Get your ticket tomorrow. Go ahead. That way we know. I can tell the band, hey, look, concession's going to be like this. Get ready for this. Go in there and buy those tickets. And, because like I say, the kids need the money. Kids need the money. And, the old thing of Daddy needs a new pair of shoes. Well, the kids need a new pair of shoes.
Get the whole family tickets on
Go Fan. Family. Go Family.
Coach, did you come out of Geneva County healthy? Did anybody have any twisted ankles or anything?
We have one knee, and I really can't divulge, for privacy purposes. We have one knee, and we're waiting on some results on something there, and we pray that goes in the direction. We had an injury day at practice right at the end. A very promising young man, but he's going to get to come back in 6 to 8 weeks.
Okay.
So that's a blessing because, like I told him, hey, when you're in ninth grade, he's going to be a great player. He's going to play at that level one day.
Okay.
Oh yeah, he's going to.
Yeah.
And I told him, he's in the emergency room. Hey, look, man, you're going to learn this as you get older. This is a setback. This is a setback. 6 to 8 weeks. Hey, I know it stinks. You want to play. But hey, like I told him, you're gonna get a precast on. Hey, Sally Sue's gonna carry your books to class. You might get a girlfriend out of this thing here. Might get a girlfriend. So get some sympathy votes. And he's a good-looking guy, so he won't have a problem. But the thing is those are temporary setbacks. In the big scheme of your life. Okay. And so we'll get him back, and we're waiting on the results of the other one. And he's a senior, and I want him back out there for him. Good. Forget our wins and losses, but he's a coach on the field, but we go into it beyond that, and that's the big thing about 2A football. You got to stay healthy. You got to be healthy, and you got to have quality backups. Where we're trying to invest a lot, and we had an unbelievable JV game last night. Us against Strawn. Strawn's a 4A school with a lot of kids. They had double the number of kids we had there, and it was a 6-6. But it was a war. There were some licks. That's fun. I ain't gonna lie. I saw more licks passed in that game I probably did Friday night. And just the noise, because there's not as many people there, so you hear everything. You hear those pads. Clack, clack, clack. And I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. Who is that? He plays for us. And we put that guy on the depth chart now. But no. And we finally we're able to get that going, and excited about our young kids, and that kind of thing. So, but yeah, I said this yesterday. I was at Kiwanis with Pouncey and Coach Jones and everybody in our county, and I told him I'm blessed to be able to be the head coach at Laverne High School. This career has taken me all over the place in many states, or I should say my wife's career has, and all over the place. And but I'm blessed to be at Laverne. Well, I know they're glad to have you. It's my kind of town. Yeah. It is a football town. Yeah. And, I don't want to be anywhere where there's not a chance of getting canned. That's what I'm saying? Yeah. You got to perform. That's right. It's life. And, like I tell the kids, hey, man, I'll do my job. They can find another mate. There you go. Plenty of people want this job. Well, Coach, absolutely. And best of luck with Barber County Friday night over in the land of Laverne. And we appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. Coach Ed Rigby with Laverne Tigers. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Go Tigers. Family first. We've been in business since 1959. Come drive for the best today. Wiley Sanders Truck Line, Blue Cross Blue Shield, 401k. Woo! We got the trucks. Come to Wiley Sanders Truck Line. Tell them, boy.
So many people have had a great experience here at Gillen Ford. But don't take my word for it.
Gillen is a place where you want to come and shop.
When I wanted a new Ford Edge, I knew exactly what I was looking for.
Wonderful salesman. They treat you wonderful here.
Had a great experience at Gillen. Great sales staff. We were able to fill out paperwork, come back, sign, and drive it away.
The service here at Gillen's was outstanding.
They make you feel like family.
And Gillen Ford made it happen, all while treating me like family.
Gillen's got it.
At Bondi's Enterprise Toyota, we want you and your family to be customers for life.
Every new car purchase comes with a lifetime powertrain warranty and lifetime oil changes at no additional cost.
And when it comes to selling your car or trading it in for a newer model, get more with an instant cash offer from Bondi's Enterprise Toyota, the official Kelly Blue Book buying center.
And remember, every new car purchase comes with a free lifetime warranty and lifetime oil changes.
Customers for life only at Bondi's Enterprise Toyota.
Tune in to BBTV Channel 17 each day at 7 a.m., noon, and 7 p.m. for...
Oh, let me get this Laverne hat down right here. Coach Toby Green from Rehoboth, Alabama with Rehoboth High School. Coach, thank you for calling in tonight. We appreciate you calling in. Hey, no better way to start the season than a big win over a rival. Congratulations on the win over Wicksburg, 21-20 Friday night. 1-0 overall. You hadn't started region yet, so 0-0 in the region. And we appreciate you calling in and being on Zoom right here. And just give us a little overview of the game Friday night.
Yeah, Friday night we didn't play our best, but I give Coach Cox and his staff at Wicksburg, he really had his team prepared. We hadn't played a scrimmage or a jamboree. We kind of went that thing really cold, but our kids got better as the game went on and found a way to win at the end. It was a very close game. Had a dramatic 2-point conversion late in the fourth quarter and kind of held them out. We're fortunate they missed a field goal there at the end, but I think our kids learn more from winning and overcoming adversity than they do if the game kind of went the other way. And we're always glad to be 1-0, and we're never going to be mad with a win.
That's right. And Coach, you mentioned the finish right there, and You scored with 7 minutes left in the game to take the lead by 1 after taking advantage of great field position on a bad punt snap. Speak to us on how the defense held strong together through that last 7 minutes after you got that 1-point lead.
Yeah, we just our defense really played hard, and Wicksburg converted some tough passes and made some big plays to kind of drive the ball down there, but we held when we had to hold, and we were believing we could pull off the victory. I just kept telling our kids, hey, so whatever happens, make them snap it one more time. Make them snap it one more time, because now, you're inside of 2 minutes, you're inside of a minute. Time was starting to get on our side. The field was shortened a little bit. We could kind of guard them a little closer on the pass. If we made them eat up all the clock and make it come out of one play, we felt good about our chances.
Okay. Coach, that last score that we were talking about with 7 minutes left in the game, it was a 25-yard pass from Luke Odom to Terrell Townsend. Give us a little rundown on that play. Set it up for us and give us a little insight on that 25-yard touchdown.
It's a cliche, but we got some pressure on the punter and they dropped the ball and kind of get him on the ground. And most coaches are going to take a shot, sudden change. Every defensive coach works on that. Every offensive coach works on it. I thought we had a great matchup. Terrell's been a go-to receiver for us all over the summer and was for Rehoboth last year. And we just thought the matchup we had on the corner, Luke had great protection, threw the ball on time, made a great throw to the outside shoulder, and Terrell ran underneath it. It really, being cliche, is like a play we practice every day, and we felt comfortable with it, and it was really easy call to make.
Yeah, so it was one of those momentums after a momentum play. You just kind of go for the gusto on that next play.
Absolutely. All coaches would say take a shot, so we took one and it worked out well for us.
Gotcha. Coach, Luke Odom, he had a heck of a game at quarterback for you. He threw 2 touchdowns, one for 45 yards and the one for 25 that we just got through discussing, and he rushed for 1. Speak on Luke's maturity as a quarterback and how far he's come so far since fall camp.
Yeah, great question. Luke, I think played 3 or 4 games there last year, got hurt in the Enterprise game, and I don't know how much he came back. He didn't play much at quarterback when he did. So the guy who's had a little bit of experience. Spring game against Dothan High, he had his ups and downs. Summer 7-on-7s, and when he gets on defense, he's always had his ups and downs, but really made good decisions Friday. Showed a lot of leadership, shows a lot of moxie. He's got a certain toughness about him. He's kind of not your typical pretty boy quarterback. I kind of joked with him about that the other day at practice. But it's kind of more of a linebacker type leader. And to be honest, Luke's one of those kids that play a lot of other positions for him. But we're fortunate to have him at quarterback. And I just tell him, let the system come to itself. He doesn't have to be a gunslinger and make plays in our offense. He's just got to make the routine play every time and give what the defense takes him, and we'll be successful if he does.
Okay, Coach. Coach, on the defensive side of the ball, Heath Matheson had a big interception, and Kiro Zuniga made 2 big tackles for losses. And you can correct me if I pronounce his name wrong, but
his nickname's Zero.
Okay.
Zero.
All right.
Yeah, Zero is an interesting story. He came off the bench, wasn't a starter. Got a lot of penetration, and Bill probably had more than 2 tackles for loss. But go back and look at film. So, real pleasant surprise coming out of that game. Heath is a 5th grade linebacker. I don't know if he played football last year or not. I don't think he did. Played baseball. Was good young baseball player. Really stepped up. Did a heck of a job. Parker Peacock led our team with 12 tackles. He missed a few. We got Parker tackle a lot better, but he's an all-state caliber linebacker. Our defensive backs were kind of hot and cold. David Craddock and Chris Seimer, Connor Seimer, Chris's brother Connor, did a really good job playing on the back end. And we had a couple of young DBs who kind of had to do some growing up back there. But our defense was solid. The 3 touchdowns we gave up, one was a result of a fumble punt, and Wicksburg had a 10-yard drive off that. So I was proud of our defense because we are kind of young on that side of the ball. But and TJ Finley does a good job. He's real solid on our D-line. He had a good game as well.
Okay. Well, Coach Green,
and those 2 home games are Charles Henderson and Eufaula. So it's going to be an interesting 8 weeks for us. The schedule is what it is. It's still a saying from Coach Summerall at Troy, it is what it is, and it takes what it takes.
Right.
And so our team's got to have a toughness, and tell them all the time, guys, we got to be a road warrior team. We got to go play in other people's stadiums and learn how to handle those atmospheres and see if we can steal some wins. Because 6 out of the next 8 are on the road.
Gotcha.
It's a good opportunity to make some noise.
That's right. And Coach, you already mentioned it just a few minutes ago, but no time for rest here. Next up, Carroll of Ozark, and everybody saw they put up 62 last week against Dale County, a team that just beat Ayrton the prior week. Speak to us on what type of problems Carroll brings to the table and what kind of challenges they bring to the table for you. Also factor in that you got to go there and play that game.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, great challenge. Coach Plott and his staff, they've always done a great job there. Everything obviously starts with a quarterback. He can run it, he can throw it. Coach Plott's son at receivers, playmaker all over the field, deep balls, intermediate balls, screen passes. Number 4, their running back does a tremendous job. He's hard to tackle, bring down. Their offensive line is very solid, does a great job, carries out their assignments well. They do a good job of running the counter gap schemes. Defensive, they're very aggressive. Their defensive line gets off the ball very fast. Their linebackers really flow to it and extremely athletic on the back end. I was able to scout them for a half at the Dothan game, first game of the year. I know they took a pick 6 to the house against a very good Dothan football team. So really not a lot of weaknesses on that team. We got to go play our best game. It's only week 2 for us, week 3 for Carroll. But, like I said, it is what it is, takes what it takes. And we've got to really fire on all cylinders to go up there and compete.
Okay, Coach, did you come out of there at Wicksburg healthy? Are you going 100% over to Ozark?
Yeah, knock on wood, we're still healthy, and definitely want to be that going into the season. We've got some depth at positions, but like a lot of other 5A schools especially, we're kind of not as deep as some positions, but we are healthy going into this matchup. And again, with our unusual schedule, we have this and we have Headland next week, so we have 2 region games, then 2 non-region games with Enterprise, and we go to Enterprise and Op back-to-back weeks, of course. But, it's an unusual schedule in that 6 weeks into the season, we would have only played 2 region football games. Carroll obviously is the next one, and that's the one we focus on, the one at hand. But we just got to keep going and tell the kids today, so football's a marathon. We just got to be a great practice team that gets better every week and see where we are at the end of the season.
Coach, we're winding down here, minute or 2 left. Your special teams, how are they coming along? You punting and you place kicking and you kickoffs?
Yeah, Jackson Legier is our PAT extra point kicker. We didn't attempt any field goals the other night, but he did a pretty good job settling in on field goals, PATs, point after touchdowns. Our punter, Will Martin, is returning from last year. He's a sophomore. He's really improved, does a good job with that. Our kickoff returns, we really didn't have any great returns last week. Ball kind of squibbed around on the ground. We just kind of fell on it, so really haven't been able to judge that yet. We dropped a punt the other night, and that's concerning. We worked hard to got some correction there, so I feel good about our PAT, our extra point, and I feel good about definitely feel good about our punter. Okay,
Coach. Well, hey, best of luck over in Ozark Friday night, region game. I know you'll have the troops ready, and not too far of a ride over there, and I think the weather's supposed to be a little cooler, so maybe the cramps will subside for everybody. And we appreciate you being on. Coach Toby Green from Rehoboth High School, and they go to Ozark this week. Coach, thank you very much.
Hey, appreciate you guys having me on.
All right, Coach, thank you. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
Obituary submitted by your local funeral home. Brought to you by C Spire and these caring sponsors.
Hey, it's Meredith here with Mitchell, Chrysler, Dodge, Ram, and Jeep. I'm here with our July Jeep Dog of the Month, Rossi. Rossi is here to introduce you to the redesigned 24 model year Wranglers. The new Wrangler is built for those who dream of unbound adventure. Like Rossi, we have over 50 to choose from. Reserve yours today at Mitchell Chrysler Dodge Ram and Jeep, Enterprise, Alabama. See you soon.
During the Make This a Summer sales event, save up to $5,000 off MSRP on new Jeep models in stock.
It's your last chance to make this the summer event at Premier Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Last call on our inventory of new Dodge Chargers. Save up to $6,000 or get up to $5,000 off Jeep Grand Cherokee L models. Nobody beats a Premier deal. Nobody.
School bus transportation plays a critical role in education. This is a reminder for our community to keep school bus safety at the forefront to keep children safe. As a member of our community, please remember these simple rules. Stop and stay 20 feet back behind the bus. If you are meeting the bus on a 2-lane road, you must stop 20 feet in front of us when the stop sign is out. Please look out for children. If the student must cross the road after getting off the bus, the child must always cross in front of the bus. Pike County Schools. Excellence in education.
Hey, it's Meredith here with Mitchell Chrysler Dodge Ram and Jeep. I'm here with our July Jeep Dog of the Month, Rossi. Rossi is here to introduce you to the redesigned 24 model year Wranglers. The new Wrangler is built for those who dream of unbound adventure. Like Rossi, we have over 50 to choose from. Reserve yours today at Mitchell Chrysler Dodge Ram and Jeep, Enterprise, Alabama. See you soon.
Right now, during the Make This a Summer sales event, finance the new 2023 Ram 1500 for just 2.9 APR or 70.
Coach Don Moore with Goshen Eagles.
Sir.
We appreciate you being here tonight, Coach. And 2-0 overall, still 0-0 in the region. Just early in the season. You pick up a win over Zion Chapel, 36-9 this past weekend, and the game was pretty much decided on the scoreboard at the half. It was 36-0 at the half, Coach.
Yes, sir.
That moves Goshen to 2-0 on the young season. It's easy to see a lot of positives from that win. But tell everybody what you saw that you really wanted to work on this week.
Finishing.
Gotcha.
That was a big thing for us.
Gotcha.
We played a little sloppy at times. We really did. We had some good moments, but we really are working on trying to finish. We wasn't that focused at practice last week, and it hurt us. At times when we really needed something good to happen, we just kind of let down a little bit. And that's what I preach to our guys. That's not what a team that with our goals in mind. That you're going to get the job done. So you got to go out there and finish and compete with whoever's on the field.
Gotcha. I knew. I watched a little bit of the film and I knew the fans were like, it's domination. But I knew the coaching staff had picked something out, and I thought that would be a good question here tonight. Coach, Jaden McNabb, 4 for 7 passing, 41 yards, 3 touchdowns. Very efficient with his touchdowns. Talk to us a little bit about Jaden's leadership in the win. While also touching on the wide receivers, Tyler McClendon, Armani Cleveland, and all who caught touchdown passes, just touch on, Jaden and how he played and working with those receivers Friday night.
Jaden's he's a first-year starter for us as a quarterback, but he is very experienced. He's well beyond his knowledge on how he sees things and how he processes what he sees. And he's not a run-first guy when he's got his eyes downfield. And sometimes, I want him to, if it's not there, let's go.
Get what you can.
But he does a really great job of reading the defense and knowing what they're in and putting the ball. He throws a great ball. I mean, he really does, and it's special to have a guy that can do that. And our receivers, they, some of them are young, but they're very talented. They're raw right now, and we're just trying to develop them. But they've come a long ways from where we were last year. So, we're trying to spread the ball out a little bit more this year. Last year it kind of hindered us late in the season. A lot of people just started stacking the box on us, and that was one of our points of emphasis this year, was to try to get better in the passing game.
Okay. Well, he did spread it around, and 3 different people caught touchdown passes.
Yes,
that was good, and as everybody knows, running back Jamar McClure, he rushed it 10 times for 145 yards. He had a touchdown, and all that was in the first half. From what I've read in the newspaper, he didn't touch the field the second half.
No, sir.
And I presume he's healthy. He was held out because the score. And
most of our starters didn't play the second half.
Okay. Well, talk to us about the first half performance of Mr. McClure and his 145 yards on his 10 touches.
That's what he does. I don't know what to say other than he runs the ball extremely hard. I mean, he runs mad. It looks like, and he's very very physical when it comes to it, and you know, that's just a blessing to see, and a guy, you know, that's a guy you love to have with you every Friday night, because he's going to give you an opportunity to make something happen. He's going to get those, what we like to call hard yards, when it's time. You know, he's gonna get you 4 or 5 when we need it. You know, so it's always great to have a guy like that. He just, you know, a lot of those you know, some of those he got hit about 4 or 5 yards, and then, you know, he just kind of turned them into bigger runs. So, and you know, credit Zion Chapel, they played extremely hard. I mean, they really did. They're a physical football team. You know, so, but he's just one of those guys that, you know, he that's what he's going to do.
Yeah, staying with Jamar McClure, the big recruit that's committed to South Alabama that plays running back for you. Does he have soft hands, Coach? Can he catch that swing pass? Can he catch a middle screen? Can he catch the ball coming out of the backfield?
He has probably he's top 3 best hands on our team, if not top 2. If I could show y'all some film from practice, he makes one-handed catches all the time. Just, you know, if it's a slightly bad throw, he'll go up and get it. He's got very, very good hands.
Gotcha. South Alabama's getting a good one. I hope I can catch him at Mama Goldberg's or Firehouse Subs or somewhere and talk to him about my Trojans here. But anyway,
well,
I'm proud
they're
for
big
him.
on him too. So.
I'm proud for him. But yeah, actually, I was thinking about that. You know, I didn't see the screen passes and swing passes, but yeah, that's awesome. He can catch it.
Oh yeah,
he can catch it.
He definitely can go get it.
I got you. Okay, well, somebody had told me he didn't play the second half because he got dinged up, but I thought it was for precaution because the game was 36-0 at halftime. Yes,
sir. Okay. That's the reason why he's not dinged up.
I got you. Coach, on the defensive side of the ball, y'all held Zion Chapel to 9 points, which all came in the second half. It was 36-0 at halftime. Who had a good week of practice last week, and who led the team on Friday night to that 9-point showing?
Samaric Andrews did a really good job for us on the edges with stuff that they were doing, and KJ Bristow came up, our cornerback, and made a couple of really big plays and big hits. Tyler McClendon came down and made some big hits. You know, our
and a lot of those guys playing both ways.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
You know, and our defensive line, to be honest with you, our defensive line just kind of dominated them up front there for a while, and you know, gave our other guys a chance to get free and to go make plays.
Okay. Was there ever any big threats in the first half where they got
yes,
inside
sir.
the red zone and y'all had to do like
there were a couple of them, yes, sir.
Big package in or?
Well, we kind of stuck to what they have because their big package is their offense, so we kind of kept our guys out there.
Yeah.
You know, and fortunately, you know, they had some penalties and stuff like that kind of backed them up and got them where we needed to get them to be able to get off the field.
I got you. How would you grade your special teams against Zion Chapel?
I say a B because we gave up 2 points right there at the end with a snap over our head. And we muffed some extra points, so it wasn't great, but you know, we got the job done.
That's 36-9. Got the victory. But,
yes, sir.
But give them a B. Okay. Anything in practice this week that you were homing in on? The focus of practice this week?
Right, yeah, just competing and finishing. Like I'm still waiting on that complete game. Like, I'm just waiting to see what we can do when we compete for 4 full quarters, and not, you know, just take a few plays off here and there, or get a relax. That's what we feel like is we get relaxed a little bit. Yes, and we're just trying to keep harping on that.
Gotcha, Coach. Two games in the books, and football's a physical sport, and you've already answered one of my questions about Jamar McClure's health and been dinged up. He's fine.
Yes, sir.
But with 2 games under a physical game of football, do you have anybody dinged up? How the guys' health heading into this game Friday night at Highland Home?
We're pretty healthy right now. You know, Sam Adams, he's got a little medical issue right now, but other than that, we're holding him out until he gets a little bit further diagnosis. But other than that, everybody else is good to go.
Okay. Coach, you can't relax. There's no rest right here. You host a very talented Highland Home team. Y'all are 2-0. They're 2-0. talk to us a little about Highland Home and the challenges that they're going to bring to Goshen.
Well, they're a very good football team. You know, there's a reason why they've been semifinals the last few years that they've been. They're solid. They're very disciplined in a lot of things they do. You know, they play good coverage on the back end, and as far as defense, and they got two guys that can get after the quarterback when they want them to. The inside linebackers are really well disciplined. So you know, we got to do a good job of being up front with our offensive line. That's been the challenge this week, is to our offensive line on going and you know, rising to the challenge.
Gotcha.
Offensively, they're fast, they're physical. You know, their quarterback does a good job of extending plays, and their receivers do a good job of breaking off routes and coming back to him when he scrambles to make big plays happen. So, secondary, we gotta stay locked in and you know, stay focused on our keys.
Okay. They are talented. They got D1 commits and a couple of years past D1 commits, and
Yes, sir.
they're coming to you Friday night. And Coach Don Moore with the Goshen Eagles, and y'all host Highland Home this Friday night. Coach, best of luck with the Flying Squadron, and somebody's going to come out of there undefeated. It might as well be the Goshen Eagles.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it.
Thank you for being here tonight. We appreciate it, and best of luck, and keep everybody healthy. Go Goshen Eagles.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
We'll be right back, folks.
2 months.
At Wiley Sanders Strut Lines, we put God and family first. We've been in business since 1959. Come drive for the best today. Wiley Sanders Strut Line, Blue Cross Blue Shield, 401k. Woo! We got the trucks. Come to Wiley Sanders Strut Line. Tell them, boy.
Premier Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is celebrating a big 6th anniversary with $6 over invoice. During Ram Power Days, all new Ram 1500, 2500, and 3500s are only $6 over invoice, and you keep the rebates. Nobody beats a Premier deal. Nobody.
Wiley Sanders Strut Line, where we put God and family first. We go to Illinois,
Indiana, North Carolina, South Carolina,
Ohio, Arkansas.
We're looking for good in-dump drivers. That's right, Wiley Sanders Strut Line, 401k, Blue Cross Blue Shield, dental plan. Hey, these wheels roll, you make money. You're not driving one of them, you're driving at the wrong place. Wiley Sanders Strut Lines, Troy, Alabama. Fellas, where we go?
Indiana, North Carolina, and South Carolina,
Ohio, and Arkansas.
Wiley Sanders Strut Lines, Troy, Alabama.
Bill Jackson Chevrolet, Bill Jackson Ford in Troy, Alabama. Our wide selection of pre-owned vehicles looks so good, you'll think they're new. In the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle? We've got what you're looking for.
So come see us at Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick GMC in Troy. So come see us at Bill Jackson Ford in Troy, Alabama, where you too can experience the Jackson satisfaction.
Back to the coaches show. It's Dale County. We got Coach Josh Malden here from Dale County. Coach Ballard taking a week off, and Coach, offensive line coach Dale County. Thank you for taking time
Yes, sir.
to come
Thank you
over
for
here
having me.
tonight. And a little bit of a reunion there with
Yes,
Coach
sir.
Moore, going out and you coming in. Real quick, just tell us that connection right there.
Coach Moore was my defensive coordinator my 4 years in high school. He did a lot for us. I learned a lot from him whenever it came to football. Glad I got to see him. It's been a while, so I wish him luck this week.
I just got to witness that, and I can see myself running into my high school coach and what I would want to, and that was kind of neat just seeing him and Coach Moore interacting right there, player and coach, and now you're the coach.
Yes, sir, that's
All
correct.
right. Coach, week one after getting a win versus Ayrton, y'all took on Carroll, a larger 5A program, and came out on the wrong side, 62-30 in that game. And Coach, I know there are a lot of things to point fingers at, but I'll say this. All the team's goals are still in front of them. Y'all are still 0-0 in the region.
Yes,
so
sir.
really the only goal that y'all can cross off is an undefeated season. So speak to us about y'all conveying that to the kids and the goals still being out there. Y'all are 1-1 overall. Just speak to us about that.
Well, as we know, Coach Ballard, he's new in the community this year, and we've really been trying to sell to our kids, hey, look, buy into what we're selling, trust the process, it's going to work. We played a very good Carroll football team. They're a very good 5A team. Coach Platt does a great job. He's a state championship coach. And I think it's good for our players to see that. You know, we make jokes. Our region's like the SEC West.
Yeah.
You know, it's
no doubt.
tough week in and week out. And
Yeah.
our players really bought in. I thought we've had a great week. We've responded well. We've stayed healthy. And I'm excited. I'm excited for this week.
Yeah. Coach, talk to us a little bit. 62-30 was the score. That's a lot of points to give up. Talk to us about the positives y'all found on the film. I know Junior Smith was 4 of 9 passing for 125 yards, and Dallas Hedstrom was 5 of 12 for 57 yards. But just give us something positive you saw on the film that you could praise the kids about just a little bit. Some good things from that game.
Well, I thought, our offense looked pretty good. I felt like we moved the ball well. Obviously, Junior Smith, Dallas Hedstrom, both very good players. Both
30 points is nothing to shake a stick
Yes,
at.
sir, that's
Yeah.
correct.
Yeah.
Offensive line looked good. We struggled a little bit with protection, but all in all, there were a lot of bright points. Obviously, those two players. You know, we have a lot of good players. Preston Stevens, Stacey Atkins, a lot of guys who contribute a lot for us on offense and defense. You know, we got guys who play both ways, and so they have to contribute on both sides of the ball. And so we have a lot of guys who contribute in a lot of ways. But, yeah, obviously, you know, we move the ball well. We clean up a couple things on defense, and I think we'll be okay.
Okay. Well, speak to us about Junior Smith and 4 of 9 passing for 125 yards, and also Dallas Hedstrom with 5 of 12 for 57 yards. Speak to the fans that are watching about how y'all dictate the quarterback. Who's going to take those snaps and win?
Well, you know, both guys play quarterback for us. Both guys do a great job. Both guys accept both roles. You know, one goes to receiver, one goes to quarterback, the other one goes to receiver, the other one comes to quarterback.
Okay.
Yes, sir. But they do a very good job. They're both very good leaders for our football team. They rally the guys. The guys respond to them. You know, I think it's important for the quarterback to be the guy, you know, the leader of the team to really get the guys going, especially in a week, you know, where maybe you're not playing so well. But they both do a great job. The guys play hard for them. And they complement each other well. You know, Junior's he's a load running downhill, right? He's a great runner. But Dallas can run the ball too, and Dallas is a great passer, but then Junior complements him that well. You know, there's some nights where maybe, you know, Dallas may not be great. Some nights Junior may not be great, but they complement each other so well. And I think we're lucky to have 2 quarterbacks. You know, a lot of coaches used to say if you have 2 quarterbacks, you have no quarterbacks. But I think the way football is going, that has changed a lot. You know, we have 2 guys who can really play the position, and we're lucky to have them.
So is it there's a Junior package and there's a Dallas package, or is it Coach, he's got the hot hand?
I think it's a little bit of both.
Okay.
You know, there are certain, you know, aspects, certain series where, hey, you know, we want Junior to go right here, we want Dallas to go right here. But a lot of times it just comes down to, hey, and you know, sometimes they'll say it. You know, Junior Black, hey, Coach, I'm receiver right here. Dallas, you know, he can handle it right here. Dallas go, hey, Coach, let Junior do it. I got receiver right here. So, like I said,
Kind of like Coach on the field.
Yeah, they are, and they're both 2 very fundamentally sound. They're very instinctive. They know football, and that helps. It helps to have a coach on the field.
Coach, let's flip over to the defensive side of the ball real quick. I know, Carroll, there were 60 points on the board, but you still had a kid log 11 tackles in Preston Stevens. That's a lot of tackles. And like you mentioned earlier, Stacey Atkins, they logged him in for 8 tackles. And those 2 kids got after it. According to the newspaper, they got after it. Talk to us about those 2 kids and anybody else that shined on the defensive side of the ball.
Well, I'll start with Preston.
Okay.
Preston is a hard-nosed kid. He's going to give you 110% every single time he's on the field. You know, you tell him to run through that wall right there, and he's going to do it for you. And Stacey Atkins is the same way. He's a very gifted player. He gets after it. He's very physical. He's a lot better than he thinks that he is. He's still a young player. He's only a sophomore. And we have a lot of young players on our team who contribute in a lot of aspects. One, we have a freshman, Cody Jaggers. He'll play safety for us some. Will Atkins is a pretty good cover corner. Tristan Smith. We have a lot of athletes all over the field. Defensive line-wise, Ricky Timbers, he's a senior. He does a lot for us. He starts on the offensive line as well. Stacey will play linebacker. He'll play D-line some. I mean, we just have guys who really contribute a lot for us on defense, especially with them playing, you know, both ways. So, but yes, Preston, Stacey, both very good, hard-nosed football players, and we're lucky to have them.
Good deal. Coach, evaluate the special teams play from last Friday night at the Carroll game. A plus, B plus, C, taking into account punts, extra points, kickoffs, kickoff returns.
Well, I think special teams wise, we did a pretty good job. They have great athletes at Carroll, and that can make special teams tough that week.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you have to change what you want to do.
Kicking the corners, kicking
Absolutely.
away, sometimes kicking it out of bounds.
Absolutely, yes. And I thought we did a pretty good job on special teams. You know, our special teams coordinator, Coach McKay, he does a great job. He puts a lot of work into what we do. Special teams is a big thing for us. Coach Ballard really harps on that. And I think that's a big aspect. You know, that's 33% of the game.
Yep.
You know, it can win you the game, it can lose you the game. And I don't think it lost us the game. I thought on special teams we looked very good.
Okay.
And I think that goes into how much that we practiced it. I
Gotcha.
think if you practice it, you're going to be good at it, hopefully.
Gotcha. How are we with the penalties? Was the penalties under control Friday night?
We did okay.
Okay.
I think there are certain things we need to clean up. Pre-snap penalties has kind of been
The bonehead penalties, I call them.
yes, sir.
Those pre-snap penalties.
You're exactly right. I mean,
Yeah.
we tell our guys all the time, you know, we don't want to shoot ourselves in the foot, and too often the past 2 weeks we've done that a few times, but we have cleaned it up. I'd say going from Ayrton to Carroll last week, we did a lot better job on pre-snap penalties, and you know we're an aggressive defense. So at times, you know, we may
Gotta
get
hit that neutral zone a little early.
Yes, sir. And, you know, sometimes we may get a pass interference, but we'll live with that because our kids are playing hard. If your kids are playing hard, you'll live with those kind of penalties.
Gotcha.
So, yes.
Gotcha. Coach, second week, 1-1, fall practice. It's a violent sport. It's an aggressive sport, like you just said, and people are starting to get dinged up now. A lot of practices in past, 2 games under your belt. How are y'all health-wise going into this Friday night?
Like you said, we've had our bruises and dings here and there, but we have managed to stay pretty healthy, which I think is pretty impressive considering how many kids that we have that you know play both ways.
A lot of snaps going both ways.
Oh yes, sir. That
so
is
the
correct.
percentage of getting dinged up or hurt goes up.
Yeah, it's very high. You know, we've had 160 plays in a game. You got kids playing all 160, including special teams. So, you know, it's been. I think it's been pretty wonderful that we haven't had that many injuries. And our trainer, she works at the school. She's our trainer for us. She does a great job, and really preventative measures. Making sure that the kids are staying hydrated, doing what they need to in treatment during the week, so not having to heal from an injury, but preventing an injury from happening. So.
Gotcha. Coach mentioned you mentioned earlier that the SEC West in y'all's region, and it starts this week.
Yes.
The first region game, and looking forward to Andalusia next week, and you got to go over there, Coach.
Yes, sir.
And Andalusia is your first region game, and Coach, let's just don't make no bones about it right here. Andalusia is the defending 4A state champions. They just beat a larger school in Anniston, and they beat them pretty soundly last week. Tell us how practice has been this week getting ready for the Andalusia Bulldogs, and how have you prepared for the trip over to Andalusia?
Well, when you talk about Andalusia, I think every team's goal in high school is to win a state championship.
Sure.
That's everyone's goal. So I think it's a great opportunity for our program, for our kids to be able to go over there and play somebody who's been and done what we want to do. And I think our kids are excited for it. Practice has seemed upbeat this week. Kids are flying around. Obviously, it's being talked about in the hallways and at school. Hey, we're going to play Andalusia.
They got that brand new stadium.
That's right.
With those LED lights and all that artificial turf and everything.
But I've been really proud of our kids. They have responded this week. Obviously, a rough week last week, but they have responded well to preparing for Andalusia. Obviously, Andalusia is a great opponent, great team. They're disciplined on defense. All 11 hats are flying to the ball. Obviously, they have a great running back who's committed to Auburn. Hall of Fame coach, Coach Taylor, does a fantastic job. They're a very good football team, but like I said, I think as a community and as a team, we should embrace that. They've done last year what we want to do.
Sure.
And to me, that's exciting. You get to go over there, play over there. Facilities are amazing. So I'm excited, and I feel like our kids are too. We've had a great week. So hopefully it goes well for us.
Schematically, offensively, what challenges do they bring? Are they a spread? Are they going to run it downhill with their Auburn commit running back? What are they bringing to the table? What challenges are y'all looking at?
They have a very good offensive line, and obviously they have a very good running back. So the key is going to be, can we stop two?
Yeah.
Can you stop the running back?
Okay.
That is the key, and it's not an easy task.
So they don't throw it until they're pressured into throwing.
That's what it looks like. Now the quarterback, he's obviously very good as well. He can throw it around too. They're a very sound football team. They cover all aspects of what you want to do. So we are in for a challenge, but I think it's, like I said, an exciting challenge. It's something to look forward to.
Yep. So y'all head over to Andalusia, and will y'all feed the kids before you go, or we eat over in Andalusia?
Yes, sir. We will stop in Enterprise,
Okay.
eat at Santa Fe.
Okay.
On the way there. We have that set up, and hopefully give us some good fuel for the game.
Good fuel, Santa Fe right there.
Yes, sir. We
They
need
won't
it.
eat any of those rolls, will they?
Oh, they better not. I don't want them to cramp up.
All right, Coach Josh Malden, the offensive line coach at Dale County, here with us tonight, and they're 1-1. They head over to Andalusia, the defending 4A state champs. They got a task in front of them Friday night, but hey, it can be done.
That's correct.
It can be done. Y'all can come out of there with a win and be 2-1. And Coach Malden, we appreciate you coming over tonight. Thank you so much. And
Yes, sir.
best
Thank
of
you.
luck over in Covington County for the Andalusia Bulldogs. Dale County travels over to Andalusia. We'll be right back, folks. Stay with us.
Make this the summer sales event at Premier Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram with great summer deals like $12,000 off new Ram 1500 limited crew cab models, or save up to $6,000 off on Ram 2500 models. Nobody beats a Premier deal. Nobody.
School bus transportation plays a critical role in education. This is a reminder for students and parents to keep school bus safety at the forefront to keep our children safe. Make sure children leave home on time so they can arrive at the bus stop before it is due. Wait in a location where the driver can see them while approaching. While seated, your child must take their backpack off and place it in front of them on the floor or in their lap. Young children must have a parent or adult present for the child to be picked up or dropped off. A bus cannot leave or move until the child is 12 feet away. Pike County Schools, excellence in education.
At Wiley Sanders Strut Lines, we put God and family first. We've been in business since 1959. Come drive for the best today. Wiley Sanders Strut Line, Blue Cross Blue Shield, 401k. Woo! We got the trucks. Come to Wiley Sanders Strut Line. Tell them, boy.
Our wide selection of pre-owned vehicles looks so good, you'll think they're new.
So take the short drive to Bill Jackson Ford in Troy, where you too can experience the Jackson satisfaction.
Bill Jackson Ford, Troy, Alabama. In the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle? We've got what you're looking for.
So come see us at Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick GMC in Troy, and you too can experience the Jackson satisfaction.
Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick GMC.
Hey Bill, did you stream that finale last night?
Oh yeah.
No spoilers!
Oh, they're vicious.
Customer inspired. That's C-Spire.
Back to the coaches show. It's the Brantley segment. Coach Roland Jones from the Brantley Bulldogs. Coach, thank you for taking time to be with us here tonight.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir. Coach, got your first win of the season last week over Houston County, 19-13. Getting that first W under your belt's got to feel good. Just tell us a little bit about how the team came together and was able to put away Houston County, including the scooping score by the seniors in this Tyson.
Yeah, I mean, we had to play a lot of young kids. I was very proud of them. our offense struggled a little bit. We had no quarterbacks, so we had to make do. And but we had a lot of young kids. We played 4 ninth graders and 8th graders. And right now we don't have a lot of seniors, but we do have kids really stepped up. But I was really pleased of our guys how they compete till the end. You know, in the past we played a lot of schools, and people think it's supposed to blow them out. You know, but our senior class is really small. Sophomore class is really small, and our starting quarterback, who last year he had probably 3,000 or 4,000 yards total throwing and running for us, has a broke foot, which he should be back next week. But it's a slow process. We got a lot of young kids, but they fighting to the end, and that's what I'm pleased about.
Good job, Coach. And if you got a bunch of kids, no matter what grade they're in, fighting for you and believing in the coaching staff, that's always a good thing. And, Coach, speak to us about Janesh Tyson and that scoop and score.
Well, he's you know, he started out a couple years ago and didn't play, and he's really come a long way. He played defensive line for us, and this year we moved him to linebacker, and he's really done a good job. We had 16 seniors and had a couple pretty good linebackers, so he played defensive end. So he's adjusted to the position really well. But he, you know, he was in the right place at the right time, and I was proud for Janai. He's worked hard to get where he has, and you know, it's just exciting to see kids excel no matter who it is, a 9th grader or a 12th grader. It's just exciting for the fans and for the coaching staff, because we know where they come from, where they've been, and what they do and what they do every day. You know, we're just proud of every kid that we have, work ethic that they have. But tonight, he really had a nice for us.
Coach, just make sure I heard you correctly just a little earlier. You broke up just a tad when you said it, but did I hear you say that your quarterback with the broke foot will be back when?
Next Tuesday, he's cleared to walk in a shoe, and he'll start practicing in rehab. But, you know, it's just a slow process. I'm not going to put him back any earlier. I think he's ready. It don't matter who we play or what kind of game it is. I'm more worried about the kid and make sure that he's progressed enough to put him in the situation that he will be in. I mean, he's just a great kid, great athlete. He's got a bright future. So I just, you know, I'm not rushing anything no matter who we play, but next Tuesday he should be cleared.
Coach, Trey Pittman had 95 yards rushing. Talk to us a little bit about his running abilities and how does he make things happen when they hand him the ball?
Well, Trey's been there. His Daquan Pittman, who's at Faulkner, who had an accident. He was a player and had a car accident, and right now he's rehabbing to get back to play. Was a really good player for Brantley, and Trey's, you know, been on the back burner. He's come up through the junior high. Now he's getting off to play. You know, he still has a long way to go. Trey knows that. We stay on him every day. He's got a lot of things he's got to improve on. But the one thing he does do is he plays hard as he can play. And, you know, you can't much more than a kid, whether he's right or he does wrong, assignments are not right. If he plays his hard play and leaves everything on the field, you got to be pleased with the coach. And our coaching staff is, you know, it's unbelievable the guys that we have that work with these kids each and every day. And you know, we see the potential. A lot of them don't see that, but we see the potential in him, and we just try to get the best out of it.
Coach, Axton Saunders had 5 solo tackles and 2 assists. He obviously had a good game on the defensive side of the ball. But talk to us about the defense in general and how they held Houston County out to secure the win, because at one point y'all were up 19-7. They made a push. Talk to us about that defense standing up.
They did. Our defense played really well. Matt Stidham, he's our defense coordinator, and he does a good job with those guys. You know, it's hard to get 9th graders lined up in the right position, and a couple places we was in the wrong position. Everyone plays. But Axton, he started last year's ninth grader, and he's a sophomore this year, and he's progressed well. He's going to be a really good player here. But, Matt got our guys in the right place, and Andre Parks does our secondary, and Johnny Cal Young does our defensive front, along with Henry Griffin. They just put our guys in the right place to make plays on a night, little gloomy, and we had to do a lot of things that we hadn't prepared for. But I was proud of our defense for stepping up a couple times late in the game.
Coach, grade your special teams for me. Did y'all have any mishaps on special teams, kicking extra points, punts, returning kicks, kickoffs? Is everything okay on special teams?
Well, our special teams, they're not where they need to be. I'm old school and special teams today. These kids do. When I come up, we got out in the yard, we punted at each other, and we kick all the time. Now these kids just don't do it. If you're not playing soccer somewhere and we don't have that in our area, they just don't kick the football. A lot of them don't know how to kick the football. So, we've struggled in that area this year. Got better. We made extra points. Went for 2-1 time, missed the extra point. Our punt return, we had a punt return down to the 1 yard line that really made a big difference in the game. And, we just had few little things on the game because our kicking game is not where it needs to be. But we work on it each and every day. Hopefully by the end of the season, we'll be really good in special teams.
I got you, Coach. We mentioned your quarterback coming back from injury, and he's not going to go until he's 100% healthy. You've already said that. But the team overall, coming into this week, it's a violent sport. Football's a violent sport. You've had your fall camp and now 2 games under your belt. Dings and bruises. How healthy are you? Not speaking about your quarterback coming back, but just general health.
Right. Well, Kip Webb, he plays wide for us on offense, and he plays defensive front for us on defense. He's got a little shoulder, collarbone cracked a little, but he's going to be this week. And then we have some younger guys got some bumps and bruises, but everybody should be good to go except Kendrick Wells. He's one of our 5 seniors that contributes a lot to us, but he won't be able to play this week. But somebody else has got to step up, and that's what we tell them. Stand up. It don't matter if it's you're a junior or 8th grader. And we had an 8th grader play the other night. A quarterback went in. He's 5'2", 100, and he played quarterback for us. And I called him in before the game, and I said, Kevin, I never wanted to do this, but you may have to take some snaps tonight. And he said, Coach, I was expecting it. So, he was excited, and he got some snaps in, and I was pleased by the way he played. And, we just got to do by the end of the season, we'll be with.
Gotcha. Coach, I know you got a lot of goals. The kids got a lot of goals, and you write those down. But one of those goals had to be to win the region and maybe go undefeated in the region. And this week starts that particular goal with the region play. You're at McKenzie on the road this week. And talk to us about the challenges of a road game at McKenzie and what problems McKenzie and what challenges McKenzie brings for the Brantley Bulldogs.
Well, McKenzie's got a good football team. Coach Bradford, I think he came from Stanhope. He's built a lot of things in those kids. He's got a lot of kids out. I mean, they got a lot more athletes than they have had in the past. They got a really good quarterback who gets that receiver. And right now we are so young, graduating 16 seniors last year. We just find our identity. We just got to try to survive and weather the storm, get through all the problems and weather the storm, and we just got to do what we do. I feel good about our chances if we do what we do.
Coach, supposed to be a little cooler Friday night. Thank goodness. Have they been drinking the pickle juice? Have you had any cramp issues?
Well, really, overall, we've not had that many cramps. I don't know if it's what they drink or conditioning. We've had a few each game that's really serious. I think that worse on me than it is on kids. You start getting age, things like that are tough. But, the kids are very good. We drink a lot of water. We try to make them drink a lot of water, a lot of fluids during the week, and we do a lot of practicing. We do a lot of running. It's about what you do during the night when you're not at football practice, that your body, the food you eat. But we've not had that many cramps. We may cramp up every night, but I think, overall, pleased with our cramps. Yes, sir.
Yeah, we're not getting any younger, Coach Rowland, Coach Jones. It seems like yesterday, me and you and Boo Weekly was playing at the Troy Country Club when we were young bucks, and now Boo is on the senior tour.
Yeah, good living, man. We just treading water.
That's right, Coach. Coach, first game in the region at McKenzie. Best of luck. You go on the road, feed them boys good, take them on the road to McKenzie. Best of luck down there with the Tigers and get that victory and come back 2-1. And Coach Rowland, we sure appreciate you coming on Zoom tonight, and I just can't wish you enough luck. We appreciate it, Coach.
Well, no, I think y'all do. We appreciate what Troy Cable does. It's what people don't understand. All this is about the kids, and we got to promote them, and because that's the future. And we just got to do what's best for all the kids, and I appreciate what y'all do and the things that y'all try to do to promote so much, Neil, for having me and all the other coaches.
Thank you, Coach. Best of luck. We'll chat with you next week. We'll be right back, folks.
Take care.
Wiley Sanders Strut Line, where we put God and family first. We go to Illinois,
Indiana, North Carolina, South Carolina,
Ohio, Arkansas.
We're looking for good in-dump drivers. That's right, Wiley Sanders Strut Line. 401k, Blue Cross Blue Shield, dental plan. Hey, these wheels roll, you make money. If you're not driving one of them, you're driving at the wrong place. Wiley Sanders Strut Lines, Troy, Alabama. Fellas, where we go?
Indiana, North Carolina, and South Carolina,
Ohio, and Arkansas.
Wiley Sanders Strut Lines, Troy, Alabama.
Hello Wiregrass, Larry Smith with Gillen Chevrolet GMC in Ozark. With new Chevrolet Silverados and new GMC Sierras priced below invoice, why go anywhere else?
Gillen's got it. A lot of dealers in the Wiregrass area are running low on inventory. Not at Gillen Chevrolet GMC in Ozark. Gillen's got it.
Come see the best selection of new and pre-owned vehicles in the Wiregrass area at Gillen Chevrolet GMC in Ozark and see why Gillen's got it.
Gillen's got it.
Visit us online at either GillenChevrolet.com or GillenGMC.com.
Gillen's got it.
Wiley Sanders Strut Line, where we put God and family first. We go to Illinois,
Indiana, North Carolina, South Carolina,
Ohio, Arkansas.
We're looking for good in-dump drivers. That's right, Wiley Sanders Strut Line. 401k, Blue Cross Blue Shield, dental plan. Hey, these wheels roll, you make money. If you're not driving one of them, you're driving at the wrong place. Wiley Sanders Strut Lines, Troy, Alabama. Fellas, where we go?
Indiana, North Carolina, and South Carolina,
Ohio, and Arkansas.
Wiley Sanders Strut Lines, Troy, Alabama.
Rawsome, someone has been putting prices in the red zone.
Looks like blitz and scramble are up to their old tricks. More force. Right.
At MitchellNissan.com, you can juke all the waiting games and pick the model, trim, and accessories you want from anywhere.
And you'll score extra points with our Customer Advantage package at no extra charge. That powers you to more savings.
Now that's what I call zone coverage. MitchellNissan.com. More, it's what we do.
Premier Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is celebrating a big 6th anniversary with $6 over invoice. During Ram Power Days, all new Ram 1500, 2500, and 3500s are only $6 over invoice, and you keep the rebates. Nobody beats a Premier deal. Nobody.
Hey Bill, did you stream that finale last night?
Oh yeah.
No spoilers!
Oh, they're vicious. Customer inspired. That's C-Spire.
Premier Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is celebrating with a big 6th anniversary with $6 over invoice. In stock inventory is only $6 over invoice, and you keep the rebates. Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram models are only $6 over invoice. Nobody beats a Premier deal. Nobody.
At Max Credit Union, we enjoy more. Serving more, teaching more, growing more, giving more, supporting more, sharing more, and more of everything. Max Credit Union is dedicated to connecting with our communities and members, providing all the financial, tools, services, and expertise they need to live their best life, providing more of everything since 1955. Max Credit Union.
So many people have had a great experience here at Gillen Ford, but don't take my word for it.
When I wanted a new Ford Edge, I knew exactly what I was looking for, and Gillen Ford made it happen, all while treating me like family.
I stopped by Gillen Ford looking for a pickup. In a couple of days, they got exactly what I wanted.
Gillen is a place where you want to come and shop. They make you feel like family. The service and the salespeople are amazing.
We've bought, I guess, 5 or 10 vehicles from them over the years.
Probably more than that.
Probably more than that. So we're really happy with Gillen Ford.
Wiley Sanders Strut Line, where we put God and family.
Coach Pouncey with Highland Home back on the coaches show here 2023. And Coach, nice win last Friday night versus Ayrton, 35-7. And let's hope you got out of that game fairly healthy. Is everybody healthy coming out of that game?
For the most part, yes. I mean, you got a few bumps and bruises here and there, but nothing significant.
I was talking to the other coaches during the show, and we were talking leading that. Fall camp, pads, practices against each other, now 2 games under your belt. So you got about a month or so worth of banging each other, and football's a violent sport. So the dings and the bruises are starting to pile up a little bit. Accompany that with what I asked you.
Well, they do. I mean, it starts to add up, and there's only so much the body can take. But, these are young guys, and, you never really get accustomed to it, I wouldn't say. But it does start to add up, and there is a lot of wear and tear on the body in this sport. Like I said, it is a violent collision sport. So anything can happen, especially when they're out there every day and all the stress they got to put on their body and to prepare for Friday night. So you got to go through a lot of that, and that's just kind of comes with it. So part of it.
Right, and but how the flying squadron are fairly healthy?
Yes. Well, for the most part, we're healthy. Like I said, nobody is out with any injuries or anything, but nothing we can't tape up and tough it out.
Get a little ice.
That's right. Put
some ice on.
Put some ice on it. Rub some dirt on it.
Cures it all, don't it?
I'm telling you, ice should cure cancer. You would think. So.
You would think, yeah. Coach, 35 points on the board against a pretty good Ayrton defense. Tell us who performed well and what went right on 35 points. Who shined? What went right Friday night on offense?
Well, the offensive line.
Okay.
The offensive line's what went right. I just need to start off with those guys from left to right. My offensive line coach is Josh Peters, and he does a tremendous job with those guys, and teaching that physicality, teaching them the proper steps, the right techniques, and challenging those guys. But from left to right, Brendan Corbin, our 10th grade left tackle, our left guard is Jaquez Osborne, who's also a 10th grader. Our center, who's Jake Duet, who's a junior this year. A right guard, who is Lane Duet, Jake Duet's brother. So the Duet brothers, we say it's a duet of duets.
There you go.
So he's our right guard, and he's a senior, unfortunately. Wish I had him, until I retired.
Sure.
He's a good one. And right tackle, we got Cooper Peters, which is actually Coach Josh Peters' son, who's a senior this year.
Okay.
So, but they just do a tremendous job, and the physical nature they brought to the game Friday night really, really set the tone for our football team.
Gotcha. So the offensive line performed really well.
Excellent.
And we talked last week on the show. You and I did is a lot of those kids from Ayrton played on that state championship baseball team.
Mm-hmm.
They know how to win. They know what it feels like to win. So to put together a great game like y'all did against an Ayrton team that knows how to win in the years past and coming into that's a good feeling.
It is. And these past few years of football, the success we've had, our guys, they expect to win. And I think we even mentioned this last week is, when we're in the locker room before the game or after pregame meal, and we have our little downtime, and when we're getting dressed, me and our staff, because it hasn't always been this way. I said there's nobody in that locker room that don't expect to win this game, and that's actually kind of what I said in the pregame speech, to my guys before we went out. And I said, I can look it in your eyes. I said, I can tell nobody in this room expects to go out there and not win this football game. And so just the mentality of that.
That's a special feeling, too.
It really is. Now, we all knew we had a challenge in front of us.
Sure.
But our guys expected to get the job done. Us coaches expected our guys to get the job done. And they went out there and executed against a really, really good football team. Ayrton's a really good football team. I had my radio interview earlier, and they were talking about, how well it went. I was like, look, it kind of snowballed a little bit. I said, when we came out and set the tone and stuff started rolling right for us, and then we just, we never relented, and we just kept that snowball rolling and growing.
Momentum's a finicky thing. And
it is.
If you get it on your side, it can, like you said.
It can snowball. It can snowball quick.
Coach, how would you grade your special teams? Was it A, D, A+, B+, C?
Well, we got to get better.
Okay.
We've got to get better. Kicking game's doing decent. Our kickers are doing well. Our punters are doing well. Our kickoffs doing well. But we've got to cover better. We got to block better. We had an extra point blocked the other night. Our return game's got to get better. We got to make sure that is an important facet of the game, because field position's everything. We try to preach that every day, and we always start off the practice every day with some sort of special team. And but we got to get better on the blocking and on the tackling and on the the things that are not about the kickers. The kickers are doing an excellent job. Austin Norman, who's our place kicker, field goal kicker, he does an excellent job. And he's a perfectionist. So he's hardest on himself. And our kicker, Greg Tate, is doing a good job booting it down the field, and we're getting pretty good coverage on the kickoff team. I've been very satisfied. And Greg's also our punter, and he's doing a good job getting it down there. But the other night, like I said, we were on punt return, and Greg, we actually had him back there. We had two punt returners back, and kind of just happened. He was in the game. We kind of went a safe punt return, to stay in coverage, look for a fake. So we kind of dropped him back with Tyler Cheney, our regular punt returner, and they kicked it to Greg, and it hit him right in the chest and rolled out. So, we just got to clean up those little mistakes. Thank God it wasn't in a pivotal situation of the game.
Yeah.
But yes, that's the things that we got to improve on. But please, for the most part, but we do have to get better, clean those things up, then we're going to have to do well in the playoffs.
I got you. Well, Coach, you held Ayrton to 7 points. Even if you're playing defense in practice and you hold your own team to 7 points is impressive to hold somebody to 7 points. Who led you in tackles this week, and what went right on defense?
Well, our defense coordinator, Justin Cope, Troy guy, Xavier Burden's a Troy guy as well, does our D-line. And, just what he does, the mentality he brings, they bring to practice every day, and the excellence that they demand of our defense. They do a great job, and just our personnel. Of course, everybody knows J.J. Falk and C.J. Falk, but then you have your Austin Norman and Austin Crittenden at inside backer. You got your interior defensive lineman, which is a bunch of those offensive linemen I just mentioned a while ago.
A lot of people going both ways.
Exactly. Well, especially in 2A football.
Yeah.
We have to do that, and but we have a few guys that if we can just get them going one way, of course that's beneficial to us, from a depth standpoint. But yeah, I mean, just that defense, just a whole as a unit. Of course, the secondary is flooded with some athletes who are doing their job to a T, and just make plays all over the field. And they expect to not give up first downs, much less touchdowns. And it's always a thing which I started doing. This is my 9th year at Highland Home, and I started doing it 9 years ago whenever I was the defense coordinator. If we put a 0 on the board, you get donuts. If there's a donut on the board, you get donuts. So and the other night, whenever they scored, of course the kids they were upset. They were upset. They wanted them donuts on Monday or Tuesday morning. So but that's something that we brought to the program. We've and that's kind of a tradition we have. So and I tell them, hey guys, I mean, I want that donut as much as anybody. I mean, look at me. I mean, come on now. So,
Coach, it's supposed to be a little cooler this coming Friday night. They said the humidity is going to kind of go away, and it's supposed to be nicer. Have y'all been dealing with a lot of cramps on Friday nights? Or you got going both ways? How in shape are you guys?
We're in excellent shape, and like I said, that is a tribute to, like I said, my assistant coaches, to Justin Cope, to Xavier Burden, to Julius Delaney, to Josh Peters, to Jason Williams, Justin Fitzstory, and on down the line of what we do conditioning wise. And and I was actually scared as a head coach a bunch of times, how much we were running them,
right?
Because especially in the heat that we had, and last thing you want to do is when the heat index is that high, and is for a kid to fall out and something medically go wrong, them have to go to the emergency room, and don't want to go to the next level of something really fatally happen or anything. But it does scare you. It does scare you. But then again, on the other hand, you have to prepare them because they're going to be playing those temperatures on Friday night.
That's right.
And you can't blow a whistle and say, okay, practice is over. The game that game's got to run through its course.
Yeah.
So, but our guys have we've ran, and of course we hydrate and we try to preach to them, take care of their bodies, outside of school and outside of football, and it shows that they have, because we haven't had many cramps. If anything, something real small, stretch it out, get some water back in you, and they're right back in the game. So
yeah. Coach, I know a big thing in high school football is goals, coaching goals and player goals and team goals, and one of the smaller goals, well, not small, but one of the goals has got to be to win your region.
Oh, absolutely.
And maybe even go undefeated in the region. And this Friday night starts region play for Highland Home.
Yes, it does.
Y'all travel not too far, but just a little ways over to the land of Goshen, and a really athletic Goshen team. They got a really, really good running back, and they know how to block for him.
Yes, they do.
Speak to us a little bit on the importance of bottling up their running back and containing that running game of Jamari McClure, the South Alabama commit for the Goshen Eagles.
Well, it's going to be tough. It's going to be a challenge, but that's what we're looking forward to. That's why we do this. He's an outstanding running back. He has an outstanding line up front. Of course, me and Coach Moore, we're really good friends, and their offensive coordinator Corbin Stewart. The job that they do over there and the job that they've done building that program up, man. They have definitely turned the corner. I mean, they're a top 10 football team, and they have kids that have bought in, and they have developed. The kids have developed, so we got our hands full. But we look forward to it. I mean, I think we have the personnel and the game plan to attack that. But that we'll all find that out on Friday night.
Sure.
But if that guy gets outside of you, I mean, I don't know if there's anybody in this area that can run with that guy. So it's going to have to be taking the right angles, make sure we're in great pursuit angles, and just basically like I said, having that containment, and we got some long-rangey guys on the edge, as we all know, and hopefully, they can do their assignments and us play assignment football, and, our safeties attack those alleys and, turn them back inside to where their help is. And if we can do that, we'll have a chance to be successful.
Coach, I think it's going to be must-see TV. I really do, and it'll be, let's see, it's on Channel 2, Highland Home Goshen, this Friday night, live on Channel 2, C Spire, live on CS2 on Facebook and on YouTube. There'll be a lot of people watching that must-see TV, and I think the must-see TV, there's special teams going on. You're going to play offense, you're going to kick, and just say that. But I think the must-see TV is the Highland Home defense getting after Jamar McClure and how that plays out. I think that'll be the difference in the game. But speak to us about the challenges the Goshen defense brings.
Oh, wait, I mean, they're very athletic. I mean, like I said, a bunch of those same guys playing on the other side of the ball. It's just now you got to stop us. So, they're very similar in scheme, schematically, to kind of what Ayrton did to us. So we've been kind of having to deal with this same 3-4 front, for 2 weeks now. So our kids are used to the blocking assignments. Now Goshen does probably a little more aggressive in their blitzes and their fire zone packages and how they do things. So. And they're probably more athletic in some spots than Ayrton is. They do some things better than Ayrton did, and Ayrton does some things better than Goshen did. But it's a change. So it's gonna be how our guys can adjust to that, attack that, and sustain blocks, and hopefully get some leverage. Because what I tell people, or what I tell my team, all the time is it all comes down to which way that line of scrimmage moves. You can go to any level of football, whichever way that line of scrimmage moves, and no matter what happens in between that whistle at the end of the play, the only thing that matters is where that football ends up. So however it got there, whether it's this way or this way, that's what matters.
Which team can push the other one the other way?
Exactly.
That's what it boils down to. Coach 2-0, Goshen's 2-0. Somebody's going to come out of this game 3-0. Best of luck driving over to Goshen. We appreciate you being here tonight. Coach Pouncey with the Highland Home Flying Squadron. And like I said, this is going to be must-see TV. I mean, this is one of the best games up until now, third game of the – I'm just calling it. If you want to see some good football, Channel 2, CS2 on Facebook and YouTube, Highland Home will visit Goshen, and some quality athletes on Goshen and on Highland Home is going to be must-see TV. Coach, good luck over in Goshen.
Absolutely. Thanks, sir.
Get over there and get after it and come out of there with a win and stay healthy, and best of luck down the road, and thank you for being here tonight.
Well, thank y'all for everything you do, and don't want to take any attendance away from C Spire or the channel, but how about come on over to Goshen and watch some good football live? We'd love that, and have a big crowd, electric crowd for these kids, and all the hard work they put in on both sides. Me and Coach Moore are really good friends, as I think everybody in this area knows. So I need some bragging rights. So me and him, we get after it on the golf course. We get after it at football. So we're really looking forward to this. Of course, we pull for each other, but it's going to be fun. So we're competitors. We love to compete, and there's two good football teams. Please come out and support these guys, and come watch the show.
And I'll piggyback on that just a minute. You can go to Auburn, Alabama, and Troy, and you can get your concession stands, hot dogs and hamburgers or whatever. There's nothing like some daddies getting after it on that grill at a high school football stadium. They take pride in it. They get out there at 3:30, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and they start them grills and.
That's when you're in a high school football atmosphere. Whenever you got those low lights and you got that smoke rolling off the grill over the top, there's nothing like it.
That's right. Well, Coach, again, best of luck over in Goshen. We appreciate you being here. Highland Home Coaches Show 2023. Thank y'all. We'll be right back.
First, we go to Illinois,
Indiana, North Carolina, South Carolina,
Ohio, Arkansas.
We're looking for good in-dump drivers. That's right, Wiley Sanders Truck Line, 401k, Blue Cross Blue Shield, dental plan. Hey, these wheels roll, you make money. If you're not driving one of them, you're driving at the wrong place. Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, Troy, Alabama. Fellas, where we go?
Indiana, North Carolina, and South Carolina.
Ohio and Arkansas. Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, Troy, Alabama.
Soon I will cover the wiregrass and red tape. That way no one will be able to buy.
Not if the More Force has anything to do with it. More Force, on me.
At MitchellNissan.com, you'll experience the power of more, getting more for your trade-in and saving more time with our fast and easy service.
And everyone gets more with Mitchell Nissan's Customer Advantage package at no extra charge.
My red tape was no match for the power